Hey everyone, and welcome. It's Sherry from Trail Runner's Journey, and it's the TRJ Live Show, episode 55. What's in my running vest? Well, I'm going to show you. We are live. Hey everyone, and welcome, and welcome to the show today. For those of you that don't know, I'm Sherry Donahue. I'm an ultra runner. I'm also an ultra run coach, and I live at the back of the pack. So I'm on the trail a lot of times a lot longer than the front of the pack. Actually, sometimes a lot longer than the front of the pack. And so I have to be prepared. And today's show is all about what to put in your running vest, what I carry in my running vest, so that I'm my own safety net. Because when you're out in the trail, like even if you're doing a long run or you're out in a race, things can happen. It's a fact of reality. Things can happen. And what do you do if something does happen? And are you prepared? Are you prepared that you can stay there a while? One thing I will relate to is when you're running. How many people actually are prepared in their running vest that if they had to park their butt down and sit a while, they could actually do that? So these are some to some things to think about, especially when you're packing your running vest this season. So the one thing in motorcycle riding, and yes, I do have my class 6. I do have my motorcycle license. I used to own a crotch rocket. The one thing that the saying is you plan for the slide, not the ride. So let me say it again. You dress for the slide, not the ride. And what that means is your motorcycle can easily tip and you can find yourself on the ground. So what I say in running, especially if you're running in potentially inclement weather, and no, it's not wet. It's not winter outside, even though today it was pretty darn cold outside. But if you're running in the mountains anywhere, weather systems can change on a dime. And so what I say is plan for the stop, not the go. So this is what I'll be going through today is what I have in my running vest. And yeah, I carry it with me and but it weighs. I want to go very, very minimal. Well, you know what? It's your choice to go very, very minimal, but be prepared. And when I say be prepared is be in the know that systems can blow up. And in all honesty, pack your vest and wear it like you're going to wear it on race day. Train with it. Train with it. It'll help you a lot. It'll get much easier. So I'm going to flash back to a few events that actually did happen where inclement weather did come in. Canadian death race. Prior to 2014, there was a hailstorm that came up Flood Mountain, and people were not prepared. And what can happen is hypothermia. And yes, hypothermia can happen in the summer, can happen in the desert. So be prepared. Number one thing is, what are your signs and symptoms of hypothermia? What is a sign it's getting worse? If you don't know hypothermia, you're not familiar of the damage it can cause, as well as what are the signs it's getting worse, not better. That is the first thing to do is to familiarize yourself with the signs and symptoms of hypothermia, the prevention of it, and the treatment. So death race, 2000, and it was either 17 or 18, there was a hell of a storm that came up Mount Hamel. I was in that race. My run buddy was in Hamel at the top of Hamel at that time. And I also know various runners that were caught in that storm on top of Mount Hamel. It was scary. The lightning was close enough to blow out the electronics in the search and rescue quads. They had to evacuate about 46 people off that mountain. Now, here's the thing. There's not the equipment to do that with. Not only that, the rain was coming down so hard, it made it very difficult to get up there. So I'm not trying to scare you. I'm just trying to put into your mind that shit can happen. And when shit happens, it can happen real good. May 2021. It was May 2021. Yes, 22nd of May 2021 in China, Gansu. It was the ultra marathon. A storm blew up. 21 ultra runners met their fate, as in they died on that mountain. So doing a little preparation so that you don't become a statistic, it is very, very wise. On that race at Hamel, there were some people who were prepared and there were some people who weren't prepared. And when you're in that situation, it can be very scary. It can be very scary. I want to give a shout out to Sky Running Company, the Meet the Minotaur, and as well as Broken Arrow 45K. Both these Sky races were canceled, and they were canceled due to the fact that there was lightning strikes 5 miles away. And you might think 5 miles, that's a long distance. No, it's not. Mm-mm. And the thing is, that storm could move very, very quickly. So think about this if you're going into the mountains, especially going into the mountains, because what's at the base and what's at the summit could be two different things. And to be extremely mindful and prepared. And one of the first things to do is watch the weather. Watch the weather and to see what's happening. Last year at Trans Falkirk, I was in the first day and I saw the weather for the second day and I went, I'm pulling out of the race. I pulled out of the race and was a course marshal instead because I knew what was happening at the base and what's going to happen at the summer were going to be two different things. And I was nicely prepared as a course marshal. I was prepared as a runner as well too, but I decided, no. So be prepared, watch the weather. And spotwx.com is a website to see what's happening at the mountaintops versus what's at the summit. So watch your weather. And if you think, oh, well, I'm being a sissy if I pull up because of weather. No, that might be the smartest thing you can do. In all honesty, the year that storm came up on Mount Hamel, I timed out at the end of leg 2 and boy, was I happy. I was so happy I was not in that storm because that wasn't pleasant. It wasn't fun and it was scary. Death Race training camp was this last weekend. And by the way, I highly, highly recommend going to Sinister and Death Race training camps. They're amazing. They're very well run. And one of the captions was, yeah, the weather was great until it wasn't. Weather was great until it wasn't. And that's typical. Very, very typical, especially in the north end of the Rockies and especially Mount Hamel. So here we go. I'm going to show you what I carry in my running vest. Let me know what you carry in your running vest. Drop it in the comments. Let's take care of ourselves this year and let's bounce some ideas of what you carry and particularly why you carry it. So one of the first things I carry, and by the way, plastic bags are your best friend. Yes, they are. Kleenex. And the Kleenex I like to carry, I also have toilet paper in here as well, too. I don't think I have to explain that one. But this is the one I like to carry. It flattens out. Okay. It flattens out. It's good to carry Kleenex and not necessarily for wiping your nose. It could be for wiping your butt because you have to go poo on a mountain somewhere. That's been done. That's been done a lot. And if you don't have any toilet paper with you and you do have a poo and it's not coming out as a nice toilet snake, know which leaves to use. Seriously, know which leaves to use. Know which ones are poisonous because wiping with poison oak or poison ivy wouldn't be the best thing. No, it wouldn't. So know which leaves are good and which leaves aren't. Another thing, whistle. Have the whistle. The race vests, law race vests do come with them. Don't take it off. Have that whistle with you. And the reason why the whistle is a whistle will carry a lot farther than your voice. And if you get to a point where your voice is hoarse or you're too weak, a whistle will carry. So make sure you carry a whistle. Another thing is first aid kit. This is my first aid kit I have. I have stuff in here for blisters. I have the usual Band-Aids in here, a little bit of tick removal. Have a small first aid kit that you carry with you and plan it like, out here. Yeah. What is the potential you could get? Ticks, absolutely. Blisters, yeah. Band-Aids. Have a little first aid kit with you and and know where it is in your pack. And that's another thing, know where things are. One thing I always carry with me is a cup. I always carry a cup in the races because a lot of races are cupless. Now, this is a cup I like. It's smooshable. I do have it on a carabiner, so it bounces off my vest. But there's a couple of reasons to carry a cup. Is number one, you could drink from it. At the aid station, you can get stuff inside, and you can munch at the same time. So candy or nuts, and or chips, you can munch on at the same time. Now the cup I like, this has a firm rim. Okay, I like the firm rim cups because even when something's in it, it's not going to collapse in on you. Okay. Another reason for a cup is if you come across a stream and you've got some sunstroke happening, you can fill it with water, dump it on your head. So you could also wet yourself with it as well too. Keep yourself wet. Disposable cup. I also some sort of headgear. Now I like carrying a buff as well too, or neck gaiter, neck tube, whatever you want to call these things. These are really good. They can work as head cover. They can work as head cover, neck cover. I wear it around my wrist. It could be wet. I can wipe with it. So there's a gazillion things to use. I always carry one of these guys with me, and it has an amazing amount of uses, including wiping your nose. And you think, oh, gross. That's what sleeves are for. And that's what these things are for as well too. So are socks. So a neck gaiter. Another thing for your hands. For your hands, a small pair of gloves, and you think it's summer, dude. Up there might not be. So a pair of gloves. And another thing you could do is in your first aid kit, carry a set of nitrile gloves, your quote unquote latex gloves, your nitrile gloves. Carry a couple sets in there, because one thing you can do to help keep your hands warm is put your nitrile gloves on first and then put these guys on. It'll also help keep your hands dry. So a set of gloves. Now, another head cover to carry is, of course, a toque, beanie, whatever you call these things. Having one stashed inside is a very, very good, smart idea to do, because the thing is, one of the most important things to keep warm is your head. And there's where a lot of heat is being lost. So where does heat lose? Your head, your hands, and your feet. That's where heat is lost. So if you think about, you can keep your head warm, you keep your hands warm, you'll be much warmer as well too. Now, I carry one of these with me. It's because my racing vest has a hole in it and I don't want my phone to fall through. So I carry one of these. I don't know. And I like the saying on here as well too. It's your nature. So it's in your nature. So anyway, it brings me joy. Carry something with you that you like to carry with you. A friend of mine carries a stuffed unicorn. She calls it Fluffy. Carry that with you as well too. It's a nice thing to have with you. Do I carry bear bells? No, I do not. Bears are curious. So I will carry bear spray. I don't carry with every run, but if I'm in the mountains, bear spray comes with me. Another thing to carry is bear bangers. And there's also, it's kind of like a tweeter, and it sounds like a high-pitched bird. That is something to carry as well too. So another thing that I highly recommend to carry is an emergency blanket. And every time you go out, carry an emergency blanket with you, because here's the deal. You never know if something happens and you got to plunk yourself down and stay a while. So an emergency blanket, this can be a tent, it could be a sunscreen, it could keep you warm. A million uses for these guys. Now, a thing to think about if you're doing mountain runs is to get, and it's by the same company, it's a bivy. Now they look like a little round, kind of like a little pin cushion type thing. One of those in your pack is valuable, very, very valuable. And what a bivy is, it actually acts like a sleeping bag. So having one of those things is very good. Now, again, it's in a plastic bag. And why do you have it in a plastic bag? So it's dry. But inside, I also carry hand warmers. I carry hand warmers with me both summer and winter, because hands can get cold. And at night, don't underestimate the power of the night, because things get cold real quick and they can get colder than you think. And especially, I'm going to mention one word. It's called wind. Wind can cut right through you. So be prepared for that. Now, the other thing I recommend is to carry a jacket with you. Now, I'm going to show you a couple tricks with this one. For jackets, especially if you go water resistant or waterproof, yes, there is a difference. And that recommendation is waterproof. Water resistance will hold up to a point, whereas waterproof will end up keeping you dry. And I'm going to share with you a little trick that I learned from one of the runners who was caught up in Hamel. She did this little trick, and I'm going to share it. But with your jacket, carry always, especially if you're going to a mountains, carry this one is more of a wind resistant jacket. Now, this jacket was on the top of Hamel. This is my running buddy. He gave me his jacket. He wore this on the way down, and he was in the pouring rain. So number one is keep it in a Ziploc bag. Punch the air out, get the air out, keep it in a Ziploc bag. And the thing is, if it's pouring down rain, your jacket is dry. Also, another thing is when you take it out of your jacket, how you fold it up. Fold it up, you see how I've got it folded? It's inside my hood. Fold up, roll up your jacket, and put it inside your hood. And this is why. Well, I didn't go as planned, but basically, there's your jacket. There's no unfolding, one snap, and you've got your jacket. This one is a Patagonia. It's a very good one. I've worn this many times. So the one thing I do, and and I know some other people that do it as well too, get a size larger. Get a size like larger than you think, because when I put this on, it covers my race vest. So my race vest isn't getting wet. That is something to think about. And especially if you have a jacket that you're carrying with you in case of, this is also a rain barrier, wind barrier, and you know what? Your race vest is being kept dry. Okay. Something to think about in the rain. Not like we don't have rain up here. One other thing with an emergency blanket, I also would recommend taking a large one of those great big garbage bags and cutting your head and neck, head and sleeves out. And so it looks like kind of like a dress. There's a reason. And the reason being, if you're caught up in one heck of a storm, is use your emergency blanket to wrap around your core. That's the whole thing. The body will self-preserve, and how it self-preserves, it will have all the blood pool. I'm going to say flow to your vital organs. Your vital organs are in your core. Emergency blanket around your core. Put on that garbage bag that you makeshifted a dress. Have that tucked into your shorts, and then put your rain gear on top. And what's happening there is all your body heat is being reflected back to your core, and you're keeping your core warm. That's the whole name of the game, especially for hypothermia prevention, is to keep your core warm. And here's for hypothermia. With hypothermia, you go through the shivers, and you're shivering, and you're cold, and you're really, really shivering. It's when you stop that it's dangerous. And that's the thing to remember. If you remember anything, it's when you're shivering. If you're shivering, your muscles are still active. It's when you stop shivering. That's when the danger sets in. So again, I'm going to say emergency blanket, wrap it around your core. If you have a barrier, say for example, like a garbage bag, because nothing gets through that, that's next. And then put your jacket on top of that. It'll help keep you warm. The girl that did it, she was totally fine when she came down. She was wrapped up. The only thing you could see was her face. She was fine. And she is a nurse. And that's a practice they use in the intensive care nursery. That's how they wrap the babies to put them in the water baths. So I hope this was helpful for you today. The whole thing is to be safe out there. Enjoy what you're doing. Be safe. And, the part of the thing about being safe, knowing that you have that if something goes wrong, that you're covered. Are you going to have every single little situation planned for? No. No. Now, on top of this, yeah, you're going to carry your food and your snacks and your water with you. Absolutely. And there's other things with water. You might carry a straw, etc. Whatever you carry, train with it, because when it comes race day and you put on your vest, you're not going to go, oh crap, this is heavy. It might be, but you're already seasoned for it. So take the time now before race season really hits in. Take the time now and take a look. What's in your running vest? What needs to go in and what needs to come out? Okay, there might be something that, you know what, oh man, I don't need this anymore. And here's something. I've never used this. And this is a thing that'll live in there because you know what? You don't use it until you do. And that's the thing with inclement weather. It's great until it's not. And that's a thing to think about if you're, especially if you're going into the mountains this year, and this could be for a day hike, this could be backcountry, but any of the mountain races, yeah, there's search and rescue out there, there's volunteers out there, there's medical, but can they get to you? And how long are you going to sit there until they can get to you? Because you know what? In that storm on Hamel, helicopters can't fly. Helicopters can't fly, and to get you off the mountain might take a while. So be prepared. And as I say, in motorcycle riding, you dress for the slide, not the ride. Think about plan for the stop, not the go. And there's other little things to pack to keep your mind busy. Whatever it is, you might want to carry a battery charger with you, whatever it is. But think about what's going to keep you safe during the run. What's going to keep you safe if bad weather shows up? How to check for bad weather? Watch the weather. For crying out loud, watch the weather. It could save your life. It really can. And you know what? There's no harm, no foul if you look and go, I see that storm coming in, not going. There's no harm, no foul in that, because you know what? You only get one chance at this time around. Be safe out there. So let me know, what do you carry in your pack? What do you carry in your vest for safety? And let's help keep each other safe this year. So in the meantime, get outside. The weather's warming up here in Alberta. Geez, I hope so. And get out there and get some trail. We'll see you next week. Have a good week, everybody.